What's good? Coach Colin Castell here with ShotMechanics Basketball. And today I'm going to give you 3 main keys to help you master the perfect crossover. All right, so there's a bunch of different kinds of crossovers, but today what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about 3 kind of main basic keys that are going to help pretty much any crossover in any situation. Now, before we jump into it, I want you to click the link in the description down below and get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This is a scoring workout that's going to change the way you think about your training and probably increase your scoring average the first time you use it. That's how powerful it is. So link in the description down below, and it's free. So with a crossover, right, basically the main idea of a crossover is we're trying to drive the defender one direction and then break it off and go the opposite, right? If you think about it in kind of those simplistic terms, it can make it a little bit easier to think about how you want to beat him. You're trying to slide the defender and attack opposite, right? Basketball is pretty much just all about attacking and reacting, and a crossover is no different. So the first thing we want to think about is that change of direction, the change of direction. So to get a good crossover, I've got to get moving one direction, and then I want to attack opposite. That's the name of the game. So I want to move one direction, get them attack, crossover opposite, right? That change of direction is super important. What I see a lot of young players do is they cheat it a little bit. They try to hit a crossover, but maybe they only change direction a little bit with their dribble. So if they don't go anywhere, it's not really going to sell it. So the key to this change of direction is the distance that you create, right? If I'm doing like a little bit of a distance this way and then I try to cross over, it's not going to do much. But if I push out and I go wide to the outside and then now I plant and I get my crossover, all of a sudden I'm making that defender cover more ground, making it tougher on them, making it easier for me to blow by them when I switch directions, right? So key number 1 is we want to change directions, and not only that, but we want to create as much distance on those directions as we possibly can. All right, so the next thing that can help you out in your crossover is that you want to try to keep the basketball loose in your hands. A lot of times, especially younger players, think that they have to have these like super rigid hands where they're pounding the basketball and they've got to keep it really like stiff and sturdy. But really, if you watch the best ball handlers in the world, they're much more fluid, meaning the ball can slide in their hands, can rotate a little bit, and that allows you to get your body around the basketball and more time to change that direction like we talked about earlier. So if I'm getting ready to cross over and I'm coming up, I want to let that ball be loose in my hands as long as my hand's either on top or on the side, right? I don't want to get my hand underneath, otherwise it's going to be a carry. But if I'm looking to cross over, see how that basketball's kind of spinning in my hand as I'm getting ready to pull the opposite direction? Keep it loose in your hand. You know, so one thing that you can do is you can kind of sit low, work on practicing your dribbles just like this, but work on just letting the ball rotate in between your hands. So you can see that as I'm crossing over right here, I'm just going slow for you, but you can see how the ball hits my hand and then continues to spin. Right? It's that kind of loose ball handling that's going to allow you to freeze and then cross guys over, keeping that total ball control, making a much more effective crossover. So whatever drills you're working on doing, really think about hitting that crossover and letting the basketball be nice and loose so you're coming across, whatever it is, we're changing direction, keeping it loose in our hands. All right, so the next thing we want to think about is you want to sell that crossover with your eyes, shoulder, and feet. Right? A lot of times players do a crossover and the movement of their ball might be good, but if you don't sell it with your eyes, shoulders, and feet, it's not going to really kind of make anybody move. And what I mean by that is this. If I'm getting ready to cross over to my left here, if I just cross over like this, it doesn't really look realistic, right? If I come through and I throw my eyes down, I throw my shoulders forward, and I stab that foot, that's going to get the defender to move, right? So as I come through, if I plant and throw like this, that's going to slide a defender. So now when I whip that crossover and I'm changing direction, they're moving so hard to cut me off the first time that it makes the crossover more effective. A lot of times players are this one key alone, eyes, shoulders, and foot, from being a really effective, devastating crossover move, but they just don't ever do it because they don't know that they have to. So really, anytime you're getting ready to cross over, bam, we want to throw shoulders over knee, just like this. We want to get eyes down and forward, and we want to try to get those shoulders leaning with that foot, just like this. Because this looks like I'm in attack mode. Right here, they're going to slide and cut me off, so I can cross over opposite. Again, major key. Eyes, shoulders, and feet will sell pretty much any crossover. All right, if this video helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button, and then in the comment section down below and let me know what sort of video you want to see next. This is a channel for the people, by the people, and I run pretty much everything out for requests, so leave it down below and hopefully we get to it. And if you're new to ShotMechanics, you're definitely going to want to click that subscription button because we put out videos every week and they're all going to get you better, I guarantee it. And the second thing you're going to want to do is click the button down here or the link in the description, get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This scoring workout is going to change the way you think about your training and probably increase your scoring average the very first time you try it. That's how powerful it is. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with ShotMechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.